Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Oh my gosh, guys, it's been so long since I've done this. Okay, it's only been a week, but it feels like it's been so long, and it's so nice to be doing this again. Thank you so much for all the love that you guys show me, and to any new subbies, welcome to the family. So today we're going to be talking about trusting in the process. Oftentimes we make plans, and when those plans don't happen, or when things don't go according to the plans that we set for ourselves, we feel like God is failing us, God is not there, God is not listening. And this message is going to be about, not message, I'm just going to be sharing a story, something that happened to me. It's basically going to be about trusting in the process. Like, while you go through those dark seasons in your life, or while you go through those empty seasons in your life, trust in the process. Trust that God knows what He's doing and why you're in that situation at that moment. So the plans that we make for ourselves aren't always the best plans for us, and God knows what's best for you. So that's why sometimes He hinders things from happening, and we feel like, oh my gosh, why is this happening to me? Why are you allowing this to happen to me? But He knows what the end goal is. In Romans 8 verse 28, the Bible assures us that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him. So everything that is happening is for your good, even when it doesn't feel like it in that moment, but it is for your good. God only wants the best for us. God has better plans for our lives than we have for our lives. So in 2015, I was in matric. So obviously the next year I'm anticipating going to varsity. Obviously that's the next step, next logical step. Well, for me it was the next logical step. Other people take other routes in life, but that was my next logical step. So when the year ended, my maths and my physics were terrible. Actually, I got a diploma. So I was like, nah, I'm not going back to school. I'm going to college, I'll be fine. I wanted to go to varsity college. And I was like, I'm gonna go to college, I'll be fine. I can still study whatever I want to study there, And I remember, when I was growing up, okay, I grew up in a very strict household. Both my parents are pastors. Okay, my dad's a pastor and my mom's a pastor in her own right. So my parents were pretty strict. They didn't allow us to go anywhere. Okay, not anywhere. We went to the mall and that's about it. And I wasn't allowed to go to school concerts. I wasn't allowed to, just do a lot of things. My parents were very strict. And I always felt like, oh my gosh, I want to get out of here so I can do things, I don't even know why, but I just wanted to, experiment, I guess. So 2016, the year starts. It's January. I'm supposed to go to varsity, and this happens. I can't go to varsity, but I can go to college. And my parents are like, no, we don't think it's a good idea for you to go to college. Now you're not going to study what you wanted to study. You're just going to study some random thing because you want to go. Don't go to college. Upgrade your marks. And I was thinking, okay, they were like, maths and physics were my main problems. So I was like, upgrade. Nah, I've never been a school person. I've never liked school. So I was just thinking about the whole process of upgrading. And but in the end, I was like, what, it's fine. I'll upgrade. But I was sad because I'm not going to Joburg anymore, where the life is happening and everything is nice and fun, away from home. And after that, my parents decided, no, actually, don't upgrade because upgrading doesn't work for everyone. Why don't you go back to school and change some of your subjects? Because I've never wanted to do anything related to maths, So, and physics, and I was doing maths and physics. I don't even know why. So my parents were like, just change maths, and if you go back to school, you can change maths and physics. And it was a big debate because I really didn't want to go back to school. But in the end, I went back to school. I went to boarding school. And in that moment, I felt like, oh my goodness, like, how could God let this happen to me? Like, I don't deserve this. Like, it was terrible. That school was terrible. Everything that happened there was just terrible, and it was very different to what I was used to. So, and I was in that school, and in that moment I really felt like, yeah, no, like, life has just knocked me hard. And in that school there were quite a few people that were also repeating matric for a number of reasons. People that did better than me in school, people that did worse than me. And then but anyway, I went to that school, I upgraded matric, and I came to varsity in 2016. I went to varsity in 2016. So now, like, after I went to varsity, when I was in varsity, I realized that there was a reason why God held me back that year. Oh, I went to varsity in 2017. Sorry. So I realized 2016 is the year that I was repeating matric. So I realized that, no, man, there was a reason why God allowed what happened to happen. You know, in that moment it was very sad. My friends were going to college, my friends were going to varsity, and I was like the one that was left behind. But I realized that this was actually for my good. I was not prepared to go to varsity at all, because I just thought, oh my gosh, when I go to varsity, I'm gonna run wild and be free and just do everything that I couldn't do when I was at home. And honestly, like, I was gonna go to varsity and overdo everything. Like, I was just gonna be a mess. Maybe I wouldn't even have finished my degree, but because God knows what's best for us, He allowed that to happen. I was not ready at all. I was so used to being with my parents and just being at home, because I was living in a place where my parents were so strict, so I was not used to, you know, any kind of freedom. So the fact that I repeated school and I went to boarding school in 2016, in boarding school there's quite an average amount of freedom. Like, there's a lot of freedom, so compared to at home. So I grew in that year. I got to be independent and just see life in a different light and see what I want for myself and what I do not want for myself. So the partying lifestyle and all that, it's definitely not for me. Like, had I went to school in 2016, who knows what I would have done, or, you know, because I just wanted to be free and away from my parents. That's all I wanted, nothing else. But God, knowing that that's not the best thing that would happen for me, He stopped that and He ended it. He delayed it, because I still went to varsity. He just delayed it. And looking back, I am so thankful and I'm so grateful that I had that year of growth. I really, really grew in that school, and I decided that, no, this is what I want, this is what I don't want. And I was part of the top 10, and it boosted my self-confidence, and I got great marks in that year, you know. And yeah, like, a lot of things that happened in that school just groomed me into the person that I am and prepared me for the real world, because life out there is not easy, and it's definitely different to what I was used to when I was younger. So I'm very grateful that I had that year of growth, you know. In that school they used to beat us up, and I was not used to that. I had never been to a school where they beat you up, but in that school they used to beat us up for everything, literally. So in that moment I felt like, oh my goodness, why is this happening to me? Like, what did I do to deserve this? But no, I don't see how the beating helped me in any way. But as for the other things, I'm just grateful that I had that year, you know, that year to grow and that year to be independent and just, yeah, to become this person that I am today. Obviously, I've grown more over the years, but I really, really needed that year. And I went to varsity in 2017. I gelled right in. It was like that year never even happened, except for the growth and the maturity level that I got to. So we don't always have the plans that we make for ourselves are not always the best plans for us. God knows the best plans for you. God wants you to prosper. God wants great things for you. God wants great things for all of us. God doesn't want to see you cry. God doesn't want to see you suffer. But in that moment, it feels like God has betrayed you. God has left you. But it's not like that, you know. God is doing something that is going to help you in the end. So what we need to do is trust God in the process. Like, lean on Him. Get closer to Him. When you are in a dark phase, it's very difficult to get closer to God. I don't know for other people, but for me, when I'm going through a rough patch, it's very difficult for me to go to God and cry and pray. But that's what God wants you to do when you are in a rough season or a dark season in your life. But He wants you to also remember that He has great plans for you, you know. Trust Him and know that He will not fail you. He won't lead you astray. So yes, I feel like, and a lot of things that have happened to in my life were for my good, you know. It might not have felt like that in that moment, but now I see that, you know what, God, thank you for that. Thank you for this, thank you for that. Because you only want great things for me. You only want the best for my life. You can't even begin to imagine the things that God has set for you and the things that God wants for you. So what you need to do is to trust Him. That's all you can do. And pray. When you feel like things are very heavy and it's not easy, just pray and lean on Him. That's what you need to do. So guys, yes, trust in the process. God knows what He's doing, and in the end, you'll be okay. Yes, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it, guys. You guys are so amazing, and yeah, it was so nice to talk to y'all, and I hope that you guys are having a lovely day. Mwah. Bye, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.